Gaza's civil defense authorities say at least 8 Palestinians were killed in overnight strikes which hit residential buildings. According to the officials, a man and a woman were killed when an Israeli military helicopter struck their apartment block south of Deir el-Balah. The attacks came after Hamas said it had agreed to the latest stage of a deal to end the war, but Israel remains non-committal on the agreement, which would see Hamas disarm in exchange for Israel's military withdrawal from Gaza. The deal was announced on Thursday by President Trump through his so-called Board of Peace. Let's speak to Issa Amro, who is a Palestinian human rights advocate. Issa, very good to have you with us. Do you have any trust in either side over this alleged deal, both on Hamas to genuinely disarm, as Israel has stipulated, or indeed towards Israel to militarily withdraw, especially given the fact that they have actually increased their territorial control in Gaza since the ceasefire was struck?
Yes, good morning to you and all the people who are watching us this morning. We, the Palestinians, don't have any trust in the Israeli government. The current Israeli government is arming criminal militias in Gaza who are accused of killing and torturing many Palestinian civilians in Gaza. In the same time, the Israeli government is giving a lot of weapons and arming settlers militias in the West Bank. Around 300,000 rifles were given to the Israeli violent settlers who kill, who torture, who terrorize Palestinians in West Bank as well. So we as Palestinians, we don't trust the Israeli government because it's not about arming or disarming Hamas. It's about ending the occupation, ending the Israeli apartheid, and to have a real commitment toward a real peace agreement. Since Oslo and Hebron Peace Protocol, and then many other agreements, Israel was the country or the side who violated all the agreements in West Bank. Look what's going on in the West Bank with the Palestinian Authority. The Israeli government now is not respecting the agreement to give the tax money return to the Palestinian Authority, which is almost destroying the Palestinian Authority, who really working toward peace, and they are not accused of any violence. So it's about the Israeli government to have a real pressure.
I hear your mistrust.
A real pressure to implement the agreement.
Understood. I hear your mistrust of the Israeli authorities, Issa, but do you trust Hamas? You are from the West Bank, where Hamas, of course, is not in control. Do you trust Hamas to actually disarm, given the concerns that actually they have managed to regroup and managed to rearm somewhat over the last few months?
We, from the ground, we saw that Hamas agreed to disarm and to become a political party. As a Palestinian, I see that Hamas is really want a good solution, and they want a political solution, and they want to change the reality in the ground for better for our people. And I think they were, they implemented all their commitments in the first agreement. Who violated the last peace and ceasefire, or the ceasefire agreement, is the Israeli government. They killed more than 1,000 Palestinians, civilians in Gaza after that, and they increased the yellow line. They armed the criminal groups, the aid trucks and the humanitarian organizations are in trouble with the Israeli government. It's about the Israeli government. Hamas commitments, I think Turkey and Qatar and other countries, and Egypt for sure, can guarantee that Hamas will implement and have a real commitment toward.
Yes, I mean, although of course, you talk about the pressure on Hamas from Turkey and Qatar. I mean, there'll be pressure on Israel from Donald Trump, of course, who's got Netanyahu somewhat in a corner. Just a final one from you, Issa, because we don't have too much time. Who do you think could potentially run a Palestinian technocratic committee in Gaza, which is part of what is being stipulated in all of this? Could it be the Palestinian Authority? I mean, that is something that Israel would reject.
Why Israel to reject the Palestinian Authority? PLO has a peace agreement with the Israeli government, and PLO is the only representative of the Palestinian people. Why Israel reject the official representative?
Well, I mean, they say it's deeply corrupt and needs serious reform.
And Netanyahu is corrupt, and the Israeli government is corrupt, and we, the Palestinians, we have the responsibility to do the reform and to renew our institutions and to have election for the PLO and for the PA. I think it's only the PA and the PLO, and to have agreement with Hamas to bring them into PLO as a political party, and to have a real commitment toward peace agreement with the Palestinians, and have us our own state, to end Israeli occupation, to end Israeli apartheid, and to end Israeli settler violence and terror for against the Palestinians.
Okay.
We, the Palestinians, should be treated as a nation who deserve a state, equality and justice, and for sure accountability for the Israeli occupation.
Issa Hamro, a Palestinian human rights activist, thank you very much.